Greetings again, adventurers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. In the last episode, we decided to brave the fire cavern known as Mount Golg, also known as the Gurgu volcano, and it is certainly quite the ordeal. I think I want to go down here, and that way is actually blocked off. I want to try and make our way down here as quickly as possible, and probably should get off the lava first, as my feet start smoking. Get some more health up, so that we can actually burn the midnight oil, as it were. I believe we want to head along this way. Now those floors might be alleviating, but not worth fighting enemies. And probably should make sure my mages are doing okay, because that would be quite bad. And we should give Theo a bit of a pep up as well. We can go into this room here and find a soft potion and 2,750 gil. Thank you very much. Ooh, and a new type of iguana, known as an agama. Hopefully we should be able to deal with it without too much problems. Then again, those were probably going to be my very last words. But as long as Theo and I can take care of it, we should be alright. As long as we can actually attack it. Now it casts heat, which is another fire ability, but not quite as devastating as Fire 2. Fire 2 is going to be exceptionally devastating. And I'm going to run out of potions at this rate. I've already run out of cure spells for Adam. Well, basic cure spells. Now we get to this other chamber. 1760 gil. I'll take that. Now this way is another chamber over here. Now this could be bad, because when there's this many chests, there's a pure, don't think I really need it, and an ice sword, which I think I'm going to actually let's just have a look at actually, you know what, I'm going to go with my original intention and take the ice sword for myself, because I actually need to do some considerable damage. Also, while show you Theo equipped with the sword there, or the silver axe. Compare that with actually, I think the silver axe actually does do a bit more damage. I'm pretty sure. Not sure about the hit percentage though. No, his hit percentage is still pretty good, and that's actually probably better damage that we need. But there are 2 more chests we need to get. And they're both being guarded by a grey worm. That's nothing to be overly concerned about. I was afraid it was going to be something worse than that. But finding a grey worm is certainly preferable to fighting gargoyles in this place, or things that cast Fire 3. Oh, I hope there's nothing that casts Fire 3, otherwise we won't be able to survive. Although it still has a very nasty bite to it, as I can attest. But now we have a flame shield, and a considerable amount of gil. And we definitely want to trade the shield to Theo here, because the flame shield is going to be quite useful. Although I think, despite being called the Flame Shield, it actually shields against ice attacks, which is rather curious. But let me just take a breather for a moment and check my map to make sure that I am in fact going to be going in the right direction. So one moment, adventurers. And it appears I need to actually make my way down at this point, and I didn't want to do that. Oh, it's just the Cerberus. Nothing to worry about. Then again, we shouldn't really take anything for granted, but we've dealt with it, that's no problem. And to try and put in here. I think we did. Yeah, we've been in here. We do want to go down here. And we are definitely going to have to keep drinking those heal potions as we walk across this lava, because the heat is actually starting to get to us. Try and get us as much as possible. I know this is horrendous use of my heal potions, but I don't want to use my cure magic just yet. Over here. 55 gil. And 10 gil. Thank you. And Red Hydra that we should be able to deal with, and actually, you know what? I totally shouldn't need to use the fast spell. I want to save that for the Fiend of Fire. That was a good attack for me, and if Theo can just finish it off, thank you. That was, I wish all my fights in Mount Gold were just as good, but I'll head down here. I believe we have one more chamber to actually venture into. 1250 gil, but I think we're going to have to fight something. Oh, it's just an Agama. Once again, breathing a sigh of relief. I know it can cast heat on me, but we can just go loaded for beer, and I'd rather have it hit me in the face with a melee attack rather than use fire abilities. I said, please don't do that. I said, that's not what I wanted you to do. Then again, when does a creature of fire ever listen to other people's advice? And all that for a wooden staff. That was actually not worth it, if I'm brutally honest. Probably should not have wasted the effort, but try and get everyone's health reasonable as possible. I think I should have enough. Get down here. Down to the fifth and final chamber of the of Mount Golg, the fire cavern, not the earth cavern. We've already cleared that dungeon. But this way is actually a beginner's trap because most of the directions on this floor actually lead absolutely nowhere. There are 8 directions we can go into, but there are only 2 which matter. We're going to go into the leftmost one. And as soon as we deal with this Agama, by running like a complete coward, we might actually, yeah, we're not going to reach level 17 anytime soon, but actually I want to, I don't want to go, do I want to go that way? Yes, I do. I do want to go this way because this is the chamber that I want to get into. This chamber be guarded, ladies and gentlemen, but not guarded by grey worms. No, these are not the guardians of this particular room. And if Theo and I can just dish out pain on this creature, we should be fine. It was a critical from Theo, but not enough to finish it off, and hopefully we can strike before it deals damage. Yes, we can, thanks to our brilliant swordsmanship. And we might get to level 17, but there is actually a fire elemental guarding this particular entrance, so I shall deal with that, and then try and make my way over to that chest, which I'm almost certain is also being guarded. Nope, just an Agama. I want to go into this chest here. That is not a fire elemental. I probably, I've probably made a grievous mistake. Probably should have healed before that fight. Going to be a bit of a coward and run from that battle. We won't be slaying any dragons today, unfortunately. And that's going to cost us right there. Yeah, that was a red dragon, and had I been better prepared, I probably would have been able to deal with it in cool fashion. Then again, I actually wanted to, well then again, even if I had full health, even if I used anti-fire, things could still be particularly bad. Might have to use some, actually, to be fair, that didn't help. I'm gonna save my cure 2s. Use another cure 2 on Uzir here, and probably quench our thirst with potions. Yeah, red dragons, unforgiving. Disappointing that I wasn't able to defeat it in style, but sometimes you have to know when to make a strategic exit. I would have loved to have finished it off in this episode, but that dragon is actually considerably more powerful than I was ever going to. You know what? I think we're pretty much going to have to go all in as far as our heal potions. I think we're pretty much loaded for bear. And all this for the flame armor, which is actually going to be extremely useful, especially for Theo. But of course, you can just make his armor there. But the flame armor is actually going to be incredibly beneficial for him. I want to trade that with and equip it. Thank you very much. I should also rearrange our party formation so that we're actually good to go. Yeah, Theo is going to be pretty well off, and I probably should have well, I'll take my frustrations out on this Agama, and hopefully it won't take its frustrations out on me by unleashing fiery death. Because blaze hurts, ladies and gentlemen. That red dragon had a blaze attack that pretty much melted the flesh off our bones, and that was a crit there from that Agama. Not happy about that. But what can you do? Sometimes you just have to know when to turn tail and flee. And yeah, those were my potions. That's yeah, fighting the Fiend is actually going to be rather troublesome, unfortunately. So we head down here to this chamber. Oh man, because in this chamber, beyond those doors, ladies and gentlemen, lies the creature that we've been hunting. The Fiend of Fire, counterpart to the Fiend of Earth. And it's our job to deal with it. And yeah, I'm in the hope that I can get that anti-fire off and start wailing on the Fiend of Fire with ice spells. Oh, as well as using fast, along with, I think Yazir still has a few. But, just give me a moment to catch my breath, and then we shall venture inside, adventurers. Alright, dear adventurers, I've had my moment's respite. Let us enter. There is the orb that contains the Fiend of Fire. Is it you, the tender that defeated the Fiend of the Earth and disturbed my sleep? I, Carrie, will now show you the force of fire, and you shall burn in its flames. Interesting note, Carrie is actually supposed to be Marilith, actually. But for some reason, the Fiend of Fire is called Carrie in this one, which is kind of strange. As for why she is actually supposed to be called Marilith, well, just take one look at her appearance and find out. Now, what I want to do is get that anti-fire on us right off the bat, and I'll have fast caster myself. Please, please. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Gary. Or Marilith, sorry, my apologies. Appreciate that. And I have Yazir cast fast on Theo, as I shall bring the pain with ice too. It's sword and sorcery time, adventurers, and we're definitely gonna need it. And there's that fire too. Oh man. The goggles, they do nothing. It burns! Yes, those flames burn, but we have the power of ice at our disposal, and that did not work as much as possible. It's time for a... your fire's not going to do much there. Probably should have used heal with Adam. But you did score a crit. Oh no! That was bad. Adam is down. Adam is down. That's unfortunate. We're going to have to go in full swing on this one. Adam is fallen, and there is don't think there is actually anything I can do about that now. As long as we can, oh my word. Heal myself with a, cure spell. Oh, and we were just barely fortunate there. Unfortunately, that is experience that poor Adam is not going to sadly not going to be getting. And unfortunately, unlike the situation with Astos, I'm not going to cheat my way out of this one. No sir, I'm taking the brunt of that damage. 825 experience, 3000 gil. Oh my word. But it's time for us to do what we came here to do. And now, the orb of fire, or rather the fire crystal, is now has now been revived. And yeah. Yeah, that is experience that Adam is not getting, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to have to take that penalty just to yeah, nothing really I can do about that. I mean, I could, but if to say that the situation won't bode well. Well, let us leave. Let us leave Mount Gold behind us, and I'm afraid we are going to have to set camp, ladies and gentlemen. Oh dear, that was quite the brutal beating that we took in this instance, but we've managed to emerge victorious. That's 2 fiends down, and that's another 2 to go. And it's only going to get harder from here on out, adventurers, so when we return, we shall see each other again in the lovely town of Crescent Lake, and chart our next course. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.